Hey guys, it's San. Welcome back to the Style Ward. Welcome if you are new here. I have today is just a sit down and talk with you video. Yes, it's another life talk video where I'm going to share with you on the topic today of heart work versus hard work. And you heard me mention it a bit at the very end there in the last live talk video that I did, the previous one, and I kind of talked about how important it is to do what you love, and it is in essence what I call heart work over hard work, because when we're doing hard work, in essence we're doing what we love, and it comes from that very lovely place, and we are actually feeding ourselves versus draining ourselves. When we do what we love, we're actually being fed, because it's such a joy to do it. It doesn't feel like work because it gives us great pleasure, great joy to do whatever it is that we endeavor in doing when it's coming from a place of love, a place of deep passion. We are fed instead of depleted, and we run into a deficit in energy and otherwise when we don't do what we love. So if you're doing something just because it pays the bill, which is quite understandable, we have to keep a roof over our heads, we have to eat, we have to, do the things that we need to do in life to survive, and hopefully we get to a point where we can thrive and not just survive. And so I do understand that we, some of us have to work just to pay the bills, and it's not necessarily what you love to do, but it's what is required. So I understand that, but despite the reasoning, it does create a deficit. It takes from you. It doesn't feed you. It doesn't energize you. It doesn't make you look forward to each and every day of jumping out of your bed and getting to work at it. So it is creating a deficit. It's a very painful process in that you are actually doing hard work. You feel like you are laboring because you're being taken from instead of fed. So that is just the quite the difference in doing hard work versus hard work. And it's not in essence that you don't put in as much energy when you're doing hard work. It's just that you don't feel like it, because you're being fed, because what you're doing, again, love feeds us. It's a nurturing, fulfilling type of energy. And so it feeds us versus taken from us. Like the negatives of life, like any negative emotion, negative thought patterns or thinking, really create a deficit in our energy and our health and so on. It takes from us. It robs us of the lovelies of life. Versus when you're coming from a place of love, of positivity, you are being nurtured, you're being fed, you're being filled up, to be able to go on and do more and more and more and more. It's like a never ending type of and it's something that you look forward to doing each day. So whenever you're setting out to endeavor in anything in life, ensure that it is something that you absolutely love to do, that you're passionate about it. And it would be nice if I think we waste so much time in high school doing taking classes that don't really cater to what we want to pursue as an individual young adult, as we move into that stage from high school into college, where we could focus on and pursue our career goals and studies. And so I think that the school system, high schools, should tailor each classes per individual to that student's liking, their desire, because it'll save us a whole lot of time, money, energy, and heartache, and all the stresses and negatives that come with it, if we were given the opportunity to customize our classes based upon our passion, so that when we leave high school, we're fully prepared in moving into that which we really want to become in life, versus what just pays the bills, and just keep, someone else's pocket fats and yours stingy and meager and stressed out and just living from paycheck to paycheck, barely making it, and cannot enjoy life, can't enjoy your hard work. So, and it's amazing how when you watch people online who are doing their hard work, things that they love to do, they're not only being nurtured and fed and energized, but they're being paid to do what they love, and handsomely, and they get to enjoy their hard work. They get to be able to go on vacations whenever and wherever they want, and no strings attached, no limitations, and it's a beautiful thing. So I would think that everyone would want what's best for their lives. So I think the best way to go about pursuing that is to do your hard work, because then we have more happy, fulfilled, energized, just thriving people everywhere, just doing wonderfully, and we can greet and meet each other in that very wonderful space of energy, when we do encounter each other. And I think the world would be such a better and more beautiful place if people do more hard work than hard work. Okay, it's like pulling teeth to get out of the bed in the morning, and like, oh my gosh, I gotta go be stuck in 9 to 5 rush hour crazy traffic and repeat that madness, for 5 days of the week, 9 to 5. So I understand excruciating. I've done it. When it's not easy. So I totally get it. And when my sons were younger, they're now, they're now pretty much grown young men, off doing their own thing, getting on with their lives. They're out of the house, so I'm an empty nester, so I'm kind of giving away my age there a bit. But so yeah, I understand, because I had to do that 9 to 5, to make sure I keep a roof over our head and food on the table. The only thing that balanced that out was because it was such a joy for me to care for them, even though it was, some people would say, well, how do you do it, as a single mom with 3 sons, and I would say, oh, I don't know. And I really didn't know, because it was such a joy to do it that it didn't feel like work. Like, people are like, I don't know how you do it. That's really tough. But I didn't feel that toughness. You know why? Because it was an absolute joy to get up every day and make organic baby food from scratch in the blender, or boil it in the pot and mashing it with a fork, or pureeing it, whatever the case is, making juices and diluting them in smoothies and whatnot, and pumping breast milk. It was an absolute joy just to see them happy, see them smiling, and just knowing within myself that I'm giving them a great, healthy start to life, in life. I mean, they grew up vegan in the womb, but to be able to continue that and see it, how they're flourishing from how happy and smiley and bright and shiny they were, with the most amazing skin. So to the point where people would compliment me loads of time wherever I go about, oh my gosh, your babies are so happy, your children are so happy, you're so beautiful. They will even say, oh my gosh, your children look like millionaire, and yada, yada, yada. Even though, I was living in a neighborhood that clearly states that I'm no millionaire at the time. Well, you know what I mean. So I'm no millionaire. So therefore, it was just interesting to see what people think of you despite the environment. And it's all about the way you carry yourself, your attitude, your energy, your vision for your life, in belief in self, and where you want to go and be in life. So all of that plays into it. But I say all of that to say that because it was such a joy caring for and loving up my children, nurturing them, and watching them smile and be happy. Whenever they smile, it made me smile. If they were happy, it made me happy to know they're happy. So it was such a joy, even though I had to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning and make all of that organic baby food and pump breast milk and shower them and myself and get ready and leave out the house and go to my 9 to 5 in one direction, and then drop them at the sitter, then come back in the opposite direction and go to my 9 to 5, and then after that go to college at night. So it was definitely tough, guys. It was tough work, but I didn't feel that tough work, because at the end of the day, what gave me such joy was knowing that I was caring for my children, and I saw the difference it made in them. I saw how happy they were, and that made it such an absolute pleasure to go through all of that without feeling the pain of it all. So that's the difference between hard work versus hard work. You are fed, you are nurtured. And so people will say, oh my gosh, how do you do that? And you're like, I don't know, because it was such a joy that it didn't feel like work. It didn't feel like heavy lifting, you know? But it would be for someone who perhaps didn't want children and wasn't ready for children, and maybe they didn't love the father, and they just have some sort of ill feelings toward their children, and then it would be like an absolute thing of pulling a tooth in caring for your children. So it would have felt like hard work, you know? So because I was just so in love with my children on that motherly level, mother to child level, it was just an absolute joy where I was fed instead of depleted. So that is the difference in doing what you love versus what you don't. It is more of a heart work when you do what you love versus hard work when you don't. And so again, you are actually always in a well of reserve in energy, vitality. You're just always feeling refreshed and not drained and tired and exhausted and stressed out. You're looking forward to the very next day to get up and begin and do it again. So that is the importance of creating heart work, doing heart work versus hard work. Give it a go. Give it a go and let me know how you feel. I guarantee you'll feel so much better. You wake up with more energy. You'll feel amazing. You'll feel as though you could go and do this thing all day, all night, because when you're doing what you love, when you're doing heart work, you know, you can go like the Energizer Bunny from dusk till dawn. You could be working on a project, as I did. I was writing a book. I have 3 books, but I set dates to begin and dates where I must end. And I tell you, because it was such a joy, I enjoyed what I was writing about. I got up from sunup to sundown, and let me just say, I could go on and on until, you know, I just said, okay, seriously, you really need to go to bed. I literally forced myself off the computer to stop typing. The same thing when I'm designing, because I'm so passionate about that. I jump out of my bed gladly each morning to start designing whatever little project I'm working on, whether it's jewelry or a t-shirt or something of the sort. And I just design away. There is no limit, you know, how long I can go at this thing if I allow myself to. Trust me, I could probably go around the clock because it's such a joy. So I'm being fed energy versus being depleted of my energy. And so every little stroke I make, every little design element I put in, it's such a joy. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is looking so good. It's amazing. So much love goes into it. And it's the same when I'm cooking. I enjoy cooking. And so it's an absolute joy. You know, I don't feel like, oh, I gotta go cook again type of thing, because I get to be creative. I get to add my own little spin to it and make it what I want it to be. And so that's an absolute joy. So again, I'm being fed. So it's important to, again, whenever you're doing anything, to make sure it's heart work versus hard work, and you will always be in a well of reserve rather than one of a deficit. So think about it, give it a go, and if you do feel better when you start engaging in some more heart work activities or even work, and you start feeling better about yourself, you start feeling alive, you're feeling charged up day in and day out, like you can go on like the Energizer Bunny and just, you know, days on end without having, let me just say, sleep become obsolete when you are doing what you love, because I'm telling you, you're fed, so you could just go on. I'm not kidding, guys. I've experienced it, so that's why I can share this with you. So yes, if you aren't doing what you love, try to find ways in which you can go about doing that. Do more of that, and I promise you, your life will be so much more rich, so much more fulfilled, so much more satisfying, and so much more positively charged up and energized than not. Thank you again for watching. I hope this has been helpful. If you do like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment. I don't mind chatting with you guys, interacting. That is what I'm here for. That is what we're all here for. You know, each one teaches one. and so I'm always available to interact. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video with someone that you think could use this type of information, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you'll know when I post another video, whether it is life or style. It's a lifestyle channel. So alright guys, thanks again, and I will catch you in the next video. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye now.